your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a happy Friday evening to you once again. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking a lot of sunshine out there right now, but temperatures are certainly cooler than they have been over the last several days. As we take a live look right now at downtown Utica, it is also pretty sunny there, and you'll be able to enjoy it as we go through the next hour. Temperature right now 39 degrees, winds out of the west-northwest at 13, so that's definitely adding a chill to the air, and as a result it feels like 31. But at least even if it is windy and cold, there is some sunshine out there. We did receive some beneficial rain in portions of the area from last night's storm system, that cold front that moved through. Some areas like Oneida only had about 600ths of an inch of rain, but you go down toward the south and east, that's where you had more in these darker green colors and even the blue. And even you go toward the southern portions of our viewing area, Sydney had 0.57 inches of rain. So it really just depended on where you were, but certainly we will take anything that we can get. And because of that, we've also been telling you a lot about the brush fire situations that have been going on in other parts of New York. That is no longer the case. We are still dealing with some fire weather potential, though, in portions of southern and central New England, mainly New Hampshire, portions of Vermont, Massachusetts, as well as into Connecticut. But again, for the state of New York and the Mohawk Valley specifically, it's no longer a problem. The radar out there is dry, but that's going to change once again as we head through the day tomorrow. As far as temperatures go overnight tonight, we'll bottom out in the upper 20s, if not the low 30s out there. And then as we head through the day tomorrow, temperatures will eventually make their way into the middle and upper 40s. And then that's in advance of the next storm system. Winds will calm down as we go through the overnight hours before eventually bumping up in advance of that next storm system. But that won't be till tomorrow morning. For most of the night, they'll be less than 10 miles an hour. And those feels like temperatures will actually be closer to the actual air temperatures because of the fact that we'll have less winds. And eventually those feels like temperatures will get into the upper 30s. What will be on the rise, though, as well, is the amount of cloud cover. We'll be starting in the night clear, and then as we head through the overnight hours in through tomorrow morning, we will see an increase in clouds in advance of that next storm system. So let's time it out here on our futurecast, which will have, again, mostly clear skies through the overnight and then a lot of clouds toward and after midnight. But the rain doesn't arrive until after noon or 1 p.m. tomorrow. It's mainly rain in the Mohawk Valley, but in the higher elevations, both north and south, there could be a mix with some wet snowflakes out there. But as I've been telling you, it doesn't look like it's going to add up to very much. That's another cold front heading through our area associated with this area of low pressure. So as a result, as we head through Sunday, temperatures will be much colder, into the 30s, well below average for this time of year. But the good news is that as we head toward the end of the month, the jet stream will be right on top of us. So that means we'll likely see at, if not above, average temperatures. But as far as the next 7 days go, it's windy and wet, especially tomorrow afternoon. Sunday is definitely looking like the brighter of the 2 weekend days, and we'll see calmer winds then too, but only 39 for the high. We should be into the mid-40s this time of year.
And Jordan, I'm glad you mentioned those brush fires. Even though there's no fires in our area right now, folks, the entire state is still under a statewide burn ban until mid-May. So please don't get any ideas of starting any outdoor fires. Coming up next on Eyewitness News at
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a happy Friday evening to you once again. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking our next storm system heading our way. But before we get to that, temperature right now in downtown Utica, as we take a look live there, it's 29. But with that wind of the east at 6 miles an hour, it feels like 23. And those temperatures are going to come down only a few more degrees before they come back up again tomorrow morning. Temperatures across other parts of the viewing area right now include 32 at Loudville, 33 over at Bridgeport right now, and 31 over in Sylvan Lake. Temperatures in eastern Oneida County and eastern Madison are actually a little bit chillier than that. As we slide our way over toward the east, we have 33 in Amsterdam, 28 in Little Falls, though, and 31 in Indian Lake. And we slide on down toward the south. Most temperatures are in the upper 20s, but we have a couple of exceptions, like Cherry Valley is at 30 and Greene is at 31. Again, temperatures will only come down another degree or two as we head through the overnight hours. And now that spring has officially sprung, you might be wondering when it might be a good time to, get a green thumb and plant some do some gardening out there, and you might want to hold off on that because even though we're not expecting it within the next couple of days, the average last freeze for most of the Mohawk Valley doesn't occur until early to mid-May in that orange color for May 1st through the 15th. You go a little bit north and a little bit to the south of that, mainly in Otsego County. It's between May 16th through the 31st. And in portions of Hamilton as well as northern Herkimer County up in the Adirondacks, and maybe as late as June 1st through the 5th. So something to keep in mind. But as far as the radar goes right now, that is quiet. That's going to change, though, as we head through tomorrow, thanks to this storm system off toward the west, traveling in our direction, and once again it has a cold front associated with it, and that's going to switch the winds around to the northwest as we head through Sunday. So even though Sunday it looks like the brighter of the 2 weekend days, it also looks like the colder of the 2 weekend days. So as we head through the overnight hours, we'll see an increase in clouds, and that rain is knocking on our doorstep even as early as 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Even though we're seeing a lot of sunshine here in the Mohawk Valley, by that point clouds quickly take over, and then by early to mid-afternoon we're seeing that rain light to moderate at times, and as temperatures drop toward tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, through the 40s and eventually into the 30s, we'll switch it over to snow, especially along into the north of the Mohawk Valley and the Thruway. There could even be a little bit of lake effect snow, but I wouldn't expect much accumulation. I've been stressing that over the last couple of days, and then as we go through Saturday night into Sunday, things come to an end and we'll just see a lot of clouds. Mainly clear, less wind overnight tonight. 29 degrees for the low, winds out of the east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Those winds will switch over to the west as we head through the day with rain and snow showers. Again, rain to start and then becoming snow by the afternoon and evening. It'll be quite windy out there too. There could be some higher gusts, but again, 50 for the high. And as far as the weekend forecast goes, again, rain and snow showers, breezy for tomorrow. Sunday looks like the brighter and better of the 2 weekend days, although it will be sunny cold. It will be at least bright out there, 39 for the high. And then looking beyond that, as we take a look at the 7-day, we have more rain and snow showers heading our way for both Monday and Tuesday. There will be a breeze on top of that as well. Temperatures both days into the lower and middle 40s out there, and then the snow finally comes to an end on Wednesday, I should say. We'll see some sunshine in the afternoon, but only 40 for the high that day as well. We finally get closer to average by the end of next week. Thomas, back to you.
Well, I hope you didn't do what I did and put up your winter coats. Thank you, Jordan. Coming up next on Eyewitness.